everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige. This is Seeking Alexandria, and we have a full video in store for you today. So grab some cookies, some eggnog, some I don't even know what alcoholic beverage you might enjoy if it's in the morning. Slip it in the coffee. So today we have the entire line of the new, what is this? The Just Peachy collection from Too Faced. We have the highlighter, the palette, the setting spray, the powder, the everything. And if you're curious, yes, if I had a house payment, that would be roughly the size of it. This shit was expensive, so it better be good. So when you see me going through, I'm not going to like read a ton about every product. I'm going to read what it is, show you what it is, and then I'm going to put it on because there's a lot of products in there. And if we were to take all day, well, we'd be taking all damn day now, wouldn't we? So let's bust in. First thing we have to do is see if there was a primer. Alrighty guys, we are going to start with going in with the Primed and Peachy. This is the Cooling Matte Perfecting Primer infused with peach and sweet fig cream. It blends and blurs and smooths your complexion with brightening peach tint that works on any skin tone. So this, I have a feeling all of the elements are going to look like this, but hey, you still get to see them. So let's go ahead and take this cap off here. Oh, we got a pump. I like this. Weird. Alright, I took out a little too much. Oops. Oh well. Do you guys see that? It's like, oh, it's like flubbery. Oh, this is weird. Let's put it on. And just like, funny fact, I actually do not like peaches. Like, I like to eat a peach, but the scent of peach or peach flavored things, I am not a fan of. Like, I hate peach tea. I know, gas from the audience. Like, I hate all that stuff. And I was like, why peaches? Like, why do you gotta do this to me? That is definitely a little bit tacky, which is good for foundation. Now, as you guys know, normally I do set my primer just because I like to give that extra barrier. So I am gonna go in with the setting spray. We will use this twice today, so hopefully we like it. This is the Peach Mist, and shake me, baby. All right, you got it. So, and I love this. I love that all of their like cap elements are like gold with like this rose gold color. I like that. So let's go ahead and, okay, so the sprayer isn't horrible. It's definitely a little bit for me, a little bit, but not too bad. And now it is time for the foundation. This is the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation, also infused with peaches and fig cream. Oh my God. I picked this up in the shade Warm Nude. I haven't even opened this box to like know if it's my color or not. It says here, oil-free 14-hour wear, oil controlling, and photo-friendly. Okay, so here's this little guy. Again, the same cute little gold element down here that I really enjoy. Pump action, which is awesome. And let's go ahead, put some on our hand. Oh, that's a little warm. It's a little bit dark and warm for me, but hey, girl, with a little shape tape, anything is possible. First, I am going to try to apply the first side with the Beauty Blender, and we will see. And in case you, oh wow, that is really dark. Okay. Shoot. Like, that's Bahama Mama skin dark. Okay. Yeah. Oh well, we've already committed. I'm not really getting much coverage with this. Hold on. I'm going to try doing it like with a brush first. This is just the Heavenly Luxe It Cosmetics brush. See if I can maybe build up some coverage. Oh yeah. Let's blend that onto the ear. Oh yeah. Well, Paige, I wonder why you got this color. Says Paige every single time she tries a foundation. I will say, so far on all of these, they all do smell like peach, but it's not an overwhelming smell, and it's also not like a cheap smell. You know how sometimes like you'll smell any kind of like a fragrance in a product and you're like, wow, that's really cheap smelling, and it just has like that either medicine or plasticky undertone to it. This really doesn't have that, thank God. Okay, it definitely gave me a lot more coverage with this. I am going to go in with the Beauty Blender and see if I can buff out some of the stipple marks because, honey, there are a shit ton. Oh boy, is that a color match right there. Whoo, child. Now, I just wanted to double check, and there is no concealer that was released with this line, so I am going to go ahead. I will conceal real quick, and then I will come back, and the next item we will have is their setting powder, so hold on. So I did go ahead, I shape taped, and you guys, I'm having a little issue around the nose. Like, I looked down at while I was, like, concealing, and I noticed that I had, like, some weird, like, it's sticking into pores, and it's really clumping almost into like my skin somehow, and I looked really close and it looks like it's kind of doing it around like my nose and mouth area. I am going to continue with this just because honestly, sometimes when you try a different primer and that kind of thing, that can happen. Like I could love the foundation and it could be the primer doing it because I know that that primer was sticky. So it might be just an issue of sticky primer and then for some reason maybe now the foundation's hitting it and not liking it. But boy, that shade match, right? I tried to blend it down. So now I just look really tan. But in case you were curious, like that's the difference we're talking about. It's about like 7 shades too dark for this girl. So next up, we are going to go in with their mattifying loose setting powder, maybe. Oh wow, I love that. That's absolutely stunning. Look at that reflective lid. It's just absolutely beautiful. I love that. And you take the lid off and it is one of these where you gotta pop a lid and it's got, oh, it's got like a cute little peach dent. Like if you can, I don't know if it's gonna show up on camera or not, but like the little sifter is in the outline of a peach or is outlined by a peach. So cute. Let's tap some of this into this little thing here. And it looks like this also has like that peach undertone that they were talking about. Same with the primer. We're just gonna take our beauty blender here. We're just gonna pop some first under the eye. Oh, I just tasted it. This stuff is very peachy. Ooh. Pro tip, it's best to not breathe while you're doing this one. I literally taste it in my throat. And it doesn't taste bad. If you like peach setting powder. Okay, it is getting a little bit almost cakey looking already around like this area. Now I do wait and give you guys like the, I want to give it a fair shot and let it get into that sweet spot where maybe, you know, it mixes with the oil in my face and it doesn't do this. Because sometimes, and it does happen, and I know that I'm always pretty, you know, open about this part of it, but I always like to reiterate it in case you're new. And by the way, if you're new, what's up? I'm Paige. So I think that sometimes I try new foundations, right? And I think that they go on okay, or they'll look really nice, and then it's a make or break in an hour. But I do think that it would maybe be better with a different primer because that primer was really sticky. So I'm going to kind of keep an open mind for the foundation because of that primer. So let's go ahead and what step is next? Duh. Brows. I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, I got the brows on, and yes, okay, like we know, I tried to carve them out, I tried to make the situation better. It's just, it is what it is. So we're just going to love it and move on and pretend like it never happened. Okay, okay. We are going to go in with the palette that they released. It is the Just Peachy Mattes palette. I'm kind of excited. So it looks like they give you the Preach Peach, which is an eyeshadow look, and then Peach After Dark, which is a little smokier version, and then Peach Daydream, which has like little to no color. So they've given you 3 different eye looks, which is cool. I like that they do that. It gives you different versatility to the palette that sometimes if you're either new to makeup or you're not sure what to do, I like it when they give you recommendations because it's like if you're ever stuck or in a funk, you're like, oh, I could do this, you know, and you could kind of work with it that way. This is beautiful. It's got this adorable little clasp on the front right here that is just so cute. And then here is your front packaging. It almost looks like a little clutch or like a little purse, you know? I love that. You kind of like, you move the peaches aside. And you guys, this feels like, oh, and it's magnetic, by the way. Isn't that just the best? Oh, I love it. I love it when palettes and stuff like this feels expensive. It feels nice. Just like that setting powder. It had that same, like, that same lid to it that was like an epoxy and just, it's very nice. Now let's open it up as I close it 3 times and I don't even show you the shadows. First of all, this mirror, oh my god, oh yeah, my brows are not freaking even. Oh good, great, awesome. See, this one goes like up and where it's supposed to, and this one goes whoosh, like a Nike swoosh mark, but whatever, we're not going to talk about it. Trademarked. So this mirror is beautiful, and then these are this matte shadows, and they are also beautiful. I'm loving. I love this like neutral palette, and I'm really excited for this Peach Sangria right here. Ooh, girl. So the first thing I'm going to do is try and find my eyelid primer. Whew, I found it. Oh my good lord. This is the 24-hour photo finish primer by Smashbox. I'm going to hurry up and put it on my eyes, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to cover all that up with the shade Peach Meringue. It's just this very nice like yellowy undertone. They have 2 different soft subtle undertones. One has a yellow, one has a pink color. Wow, that sets beautifully. Is anyone else finding my double standard right now a little bit funny? The fact that I open this up and it's all matte shadows and I'm like, oh my god, I love it, it's so pretty. And then like I open up the Kat Von D one and I find out that it's all shimmers and I'm like, bitch, what? You cannot have all shimmer palettes. Like, hello, double standard. I just wanted to point that out in case you guys missed it. Same light peach scent. The peach scent has actually been really consistent throughout all these products. Like, it's the same scent. It doesn't change or get weird or smell chemically. It's actually a decent smell. And again, that's coming from someone that, like, does not like it. Like, I don't enjoy that smell. And it's actually going, like, really well so far with the smell. My mom just brought me cracked wheat and peanut butter. Break time. Okay, food break over. Let's go ahead and continue in this palette now that I have been thoroughly peanut buttered. Let's find my crease brush. So I think first I want to go in and I just want to start building the crease. I want to kind of test the water, so to speak, on these shadows. So I think I want to try Fresh Picked and start popping this bad boy in the crease. I actually really like that for a crease shade. Let's go ahead next and like the one that I have been dying, well, there's two. There's Just Ripe and Peach Sangria, and I have been dying to play with them. So I want to kind of build into them. So I'm going to hit Peach Sangria first, which is just like this nice, deep but vibrant purple. And then Just Ripe is more like a subdued version of that same purple. It doesn't have that brightness to it. So I'm going to take Peach Sangria and keep building that into the crease. I just realized you guys were really far away. Sorry about that again. Okay, so next I think we're going to build into the crease again with that Just Ripe shade over here, the deeper version of that other purple. Again, a little less vibrant, going to concentrate it more on the outside of the eye. So on that same outer V, I want to go ahead and continue to get it with this Peach Tart right here. I'm going to get it, guys. I just said that. This Peach Tart right here, it's just a brown, almost chocolatey shade. I love it. Perfect for the outer V, y'all. That sounds really dirty. Wow, I actually really love that. Like, I'm digging. I am going to go in one last shade on the outer V. You guys, whenever I'm testing a new palette, I should probably say this. I'm going in with Chocolate Dipped, which is like that the darkest chocolatey shade. Chocolate Dipped, duh. So we're basically saying, like, this one was milk chocolate, this one is dark chocolate, you know what I'm saying? Even though that's kind of, like, self-explanatory, I had to say it because it made me feel clever. So anyways, whenever I'm testing a palette, you guys know this, I try to use as many shades as I can that I think that the eye look can hold. Sometimes I can't test as many shadows just because it'll really like ruin a look, or you know, it doesn't do justice to the palette. Like, I always definitely gauge what I use and how much I use of it, because I don't think it's fair to go in with every shade if the colors aren't working or whatever, and then, you know, make the palette look bad. But I also want to showcase as much as I can. Because it's first impressions, and that's kind of the whole damn point, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to take this dense flat pecker brush here that was full of the product from when I set my eye, and I'm going to go in again with that peach meringue color from earlier that I dusted all over the lid, and I'm going to pack that and make it look bright and pretty. Struggle is real, you guys. I'm really struggling. I have a hard time doing a matte lid because I feel like when I do like a sparkle on the inner eye, it really helps open and brighten and like open up my eyes, which is the whole reason I do it. Because as you guys can see, I have pretty much like tiny little beady eyes and tiny little non-existent lids. So I have to do everything I can to make them look good. So I'm not going to say that I can totally commit to having a matte eye because I don't know if I can. But so far, I can say this is beautiful. Now for the lower lash line, I kind of want to do a pop of color under something a little smoky. So I'm going to take Peach Sangria, and I'm going to run that close to my lower lashes, and then I'm going to smoke it out on the bottom with Peach Punch, which is like this lighter peach color, brighter peach. And I just want to smoke one into the other and kind of fade them out. Ooh, that is pretty. Yes. Okay. So let's go ahead and move past this. I will go through and I'll review like the products and what I thought and all that good stuff at like the end or in another video. I haven't decided how I'm going to do that part next, but that's why I'm not giving you what I think so far. I'm just trying to put them on my face. Okay, so now we have, I did just find this in my box. It is the Peach Blur. It is a translucent smoothing finishing powder. I'm not sure. I think that this is meant to, like, at this point where my face is at, I could dust it on and it's supposed to, like, help blur stuff out. So I thought this would probably be the best time after my face has had a while to calm down from the other setting powder. And I guess, oh my gosh, you guys, first of all, look at how beautiful. It's that same, like, beautiful, okay, seriously, lighting? Why do you hate me? It's that same beautiful, like, top packaging. Oh my gosh. That is so, so pretty. Like, look at these components. Oh, gosh. And then the inside, you have this beautiful mirror. These mirrors are flawless, by the way. And then look at that. Like, look at how pretty that is. like that beautiful little, oh my god, I'm obsessed. And now on the back, I am going to read a little bit. It says, Peach Blur is the most magical all-over finishing powder ever created. Achieve the illusion of perfect skin with advanced optical correction spheres to help smooth harsh lines and blur imperfections in a translucent peach shade that works on all skin tones. Infused with refreshing peach and sweet fig cream, it smells as good as it looks. So basically, we should be able to just kind of take this and tap it on a face. Okay, I put it on this side. I didn't put it on this side, and there's literally like no difference in my opinion. I'm already looking kind of crepey. I don't think that this would have been a good setting powder, so I'm definitely glad that I didn't try to use it as that, because it wouldn't be an absorbing option. But like honestly, whether I'm up close or far away, this isn't doing anything. Like, it's not blurring anything. But let's keep on keeping on, guys. Can't lose the faith. So next up, I picked up their two bronzers that came out. It looks like there was Sweetie Pie and Bronzed Peach. So let's go ahead and take a look at these. Oh, again, here's the component for Sweetie Pie. Absolutely beautiful. And then same beautiful mirror. And then look at this lattice. Oh, because it's an actual pie. Oh my god. Their attention to detail. Too Faced, you win. And this is the Radiant Matte Bronzer. Again, in Sweetie Pie. And now we are going to look at this is the Melting Powder Bronzer in the shade Toasted Peach. Oh my gosh, it's a little peach. You guys, are you living yet? Because I am, seriously. And then here is this little guy. Now, what the hell? This one is almost more of like oh, it's cream to powder. Okay. So I think that if I had to like choose a tone, I'm definitely going to go in with the pie one first, just because it's lighter and I'm obviously very light. Well, actually today I'm pretty tan. So we're going to go in and we are going to dust off our brush, make sure that it is clean, and we are going, it's just like stained that color. We're going to bust right into this and just kind of hit it up. I do find it interesting that they say it's a matte bronzer. And it definitely had like shimmer on the lattice parts, so that's fun. But let's go ahead and give it a shot. Okay guys, that's pretty gorgeous actually. I mean, I know it's a little harsh right now, it'll get blended out and stuff, but so far that is very pretty. You guys, I think that that is very pretty. It's definitely a little too warm, like on the warm, where it starts to look like almost like that fake tan orange kind of warm. It's almost there on my skin tone. But I honestly think, I could have went in lighter, but I didn't. And I think that's so beautiful. And it blends in seamlessly. Now, as far as this one, I'm going to play around with it, I think, a little bit later. Because I actually, well, I don't want to. I want to do it right now. All right, fine. We're going to go in with a little bit of it. And we're just going to maybe do a little bit of a cut on our cheek and see how well. Because honestly, it looks like it layers. Like I'm just testing it on my hand. And it definitely doesn't have a problem, I don't think, going over powder. I don't think it will. It is a little bit like cream consistency, but I also don't think that it's going to be a problem because it goes cream to powder. We'll just add on a little bit of cut right here. I do think that this product is going to be a little bit dark for me, so I don't think it'll end up working. But, you know, hey, let's put it on the face anyways. Our face is already pretty damn extra today, like, if you think about it. You know what? That really goes really beautifully with that bronzer. Those look beautiful together. Alright, this is Peach My Cheeks. It is a melting powder blush, and I picked it up in the shade Ginger Peach. And, oh my good lord, how cute. Oh, I love this collection. Like, even if the products were garbage, I still love this packaging. Alright, it's that same style, so this is the color. Alright, now we're just going to go in here with my little blush brush and try to work up some product, dab it off a little because I don't want that much intensity. I just want a light dusting of pink, and this definitely looks like the kind of shade that it could go really bad really quick. Wow, that's beautiful. And it blends in so well with like that bronzer. It just really helps keep that face. It's almost like now I look a healthy kind of tan, which never done that before. Yes. Alright, now we are going to move on to the Peach Frost, which is the melting powder highlight. Oh my gosh, another one! These are so cute. Yes. Alright, now let's look at the color. What shade did I grab? This is the shade Happy Face. Ooh, girl. Better be blinding because I need some blinding on this face because right now it's very, very matte. If you think about all the products I've used. Ooh, girl. Alright, let's do this. Oh, that one is chunky. Okay. Alright, that's a big no. I'm just going to go in with the tip of my Beauty Blender and try like stippling some on that way. That is a very subdued highlight. I do think it's interesting that like all of the other products that were cream in this style, I didn't have a problem with. And then this one comes along and I do. I think that that's interesting because they're all kind of the same consistency. And this one definitely did not want to manipulate with a brush. I think that it did a nice job. I mean, it definitely did elevate the planes of my face, which essentially is kind of what you want a highlighter to do. So you guys, I might have to go in and highlight over top of that just so that I feel like I actually have a highlight on. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put on a little bit of tight lined liner, some mascara, and oh, before I do that though, I want to show you the very last product I have, which is Sex on the Peach. It is one of their Moisture Matte Longwear lipstick that they just came out with. You guys, this is like a luxury lipstick. Like, it feels heavy. This packaging feels so high quality. I can't even with it right now. And then you lift this up, and obviously here is like this little peach logo that stays behind. And I wanted to show you this lipstick because A, look at this color. Is that not stunning? It reminds me a lot of the high-end, the Pat McGrath that just came out, how it had like the lips right there. It reminds me a lot of that. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put all that other stuff on my face. You will see this. We will talk about everything, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I got everything on. I love this lipstick. I love the color. I think that it is a great nude. And again, this is the color Sex on the Peach. And I love this. It is stunning. I definitely think that that eye look needed a little bit of glam. I did go in with my Crystal Ball highlight from Jeffree Star. One of my favorites. You guys know, look at how there's a hole in the center for a reason. And I did just add a tiny bit. A little goes a long way. So I only added a little bit to, you know, my highlighted areas just to pop them. And then as I was doing the inner corner, I just ran like whatever product was left on my finger up onto the lighter part of my lid just to kind of lighten it up a little, because my face was starting to look a little bit like, you know, like dark and compressed when you put a lot of dark colors on. And overall though, I think it turned out really, really beautiful. I am definitely going to do a wear test today because this foundation has got me all kind of nervous right now. We will check in at the end of the day. We will talk about everything. And I think that that's all I have to say. So I'll see you guys at the end of the day. So hold on. Oh, hey guys, long time no see. This makeup's been on my face for, holy bejesus, over 11 hours. And I have some thoughts for you. Now, I definitely went into this day, this foundation, shall we say, with a little bit of hesitation. I thought for sure it was going to look like dog shit by now. And you guys, I am pleasantly wrong. It actually held its pigment. It did not slough. I mean, we had a little bit of something here, but let's be real, that could have been me. And it doesn't have horrible breakage. I did not blot once today. Insanely mattifying foundation. So I thought maybe what we would do is we would grab this giant box of crap right next to me here, and we would kind of buzz through some products. I'll tell you what I thought about them and whatnot, how they wore. And what I'm gonna do with this video, I was thinking about this during the day. I'm like, well, how do I do this? How do I get a good feel for these products? I think what I want to do is, I already know that there's a couple that I don't like right off the bat. But there's also some that I want to work with a little bit more and see if my feelings for them develop over time. So what I want to do is, I'm making this video, obviously, my first impressions. And then I think what I'm going to do is kind of come back in a week after I've had a chance to really work with these. Might be a little more, might be a little less. Haven't really decided yet. Haven't gotten that far. And I'm going to tell you what I thought of these products, which ones I'm like, yes, I'm loving this one. And, you know, this is how it works best. This is what it works best with. And then these ones are like pretty much just shit no matter how you wear them. And I think what I want to do, and you guys can tell me in the comments if this is something that you would be into, but I want to kind of start doing like maybe every week, every other week. I want to start doing something along those lines. I want to find a way that, like, you know, hey guys, this is an update, and then I would be able to update you on, like, say, the YSL foundation, the Milk foundation, the Kat Von D palette, you know, that kind of stuff. And that way you guys have, like, you know my final thoughts and what I think after I've worked with it. It wouldn't be like an end of the month hit and miss. It wouldn't be, you know, first impressions. It would kind of be like that weird ground, like right in the middle. So you guys leave it in the comments. Let me know if that's something you'd like to see. And then, you know, as I accumulate products every week or every 2 weeks or whatever, I can let you guys guys know. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, I'm gonna shut the hell up and actually talk about these products, because this video, oh child, this video gonna be long. Hope you had some good popcorn for this one. So first, let's start with that. I think that for me, a lot of the problem actually did start with the primer. I think that this was so like tacky and weird. Don't get me wrong. I think that it did a great job keeping me matte. I mean, I stayed very matte. So I think the challenge for me is going to be figuring out what items can still stay matte. Meaning, will the foundation, which stayed insanely matte, I mean, like, I don't have one like glimmer on my cheeks, which is unheard of. My nose is like almost perfect, and my, like, I'm never this matte at the end of the day. So especially after 11 hours, that's damn impressive. So I'm curious to know if it's the foundation, if I could use that with a primer that I really like and kind of move that around. But for me this morning, when my face was like super patchy and like sticky, the foundation wasn't sitting correctly. I think that a lot of that had to do with this primer and just how sticky it was. So this one I'm not living for as much, but I am really, really living, at this moment, I'm going to test it with other foundations, but I'm living for this foundation and this setting spray. The setting spray, like I said, I want to try it with other foundations, see if it really does work, or if it's just this foundation. You know, at this point, after I do my first impressions, I have to be able to kind of separate all the products and say, you know, is this a good setting spray on its own, or was it only good because of the foundation, and vice versa, and kind of individualize all the products. Now, what I will say is that I did end up really liking the fact that the mister on this almost was refined. Like the first time I was like, oh god, it had a little bit of to it, but I felt like when I set my entire face with it, I did feel like it really calmed down. The mister was a lot better. It was a big, not a big spray, like a big bleh kind of spray, but a wider spray. Like it really got a lot more of my face, which was really nice. And you guys, this foundation, I actually really loved this foundation. It has worn so well on my face. We'll do the close-up as we always do. I feel like every time I'm like, no, we'll do it, I promise. Like I have to like reassure you guys, because I don't want you to sit there and be like, like, you know, like throwing, okay, like throwing some serious shade over at me. But like, you guys, it's amazing to me how good my skin still looks. The setting powder I do want to work with again and try to see if it's something that I like on its own, if I like it independent. I did not like that when I put it on. I loved that it was thin, refined, nicely milled. That was all great. But as I was breathing it in, it was like, oh god, like you guys in the first clip you saw me, like I was like choking on setting powder. This one I'm kind of on the fence about so far, but it obviously did do a great job. These products together did top notch in my book today. Now the other one that I really am like kind of living for, that I'm actually not going to be super lazy, and I'll take it out of the package, you're welcome, was I'm so great, was this Just Peachy Mattes situation here with these shades. Maybe it's just me, but I love these. Like, I don't know if I'm crazy or what, but they wore so beautifully. I definitely have like some weird mascara situation, don't mind me. But these shades, I just really enjoyed them. The only part about these that I'm struggling with is the palette itself. You guys know, as I said in the Kat Von D palette, like I struggle with inclusivity, and these do not have a shimmer shade, but they do have beautiful matte like lid colors for a very soft transition, which I love. So I'm really excited to keep working with this one and see if it's something that I end up loving. Oh, in the next video too, I'll also go over, that's how I'll do it. I'll go over pricing and all that in the next video. Is it worth it? Is it not? And we'll kind of weigh it out that way. I think that that would be the best way to do it. The other thing that I really wanted to talk about for a second was this Radiant Matte Bronzer in the shade Sweetie Pie. Again, look at that stunning packaging. Oh my god, I can't. But this bronzer, you guys, is so beautiful. Like, and I don't even know how. I can understand the brown shades, but there's like these cute little pink shades in here that I thought were gonna ruin it, and they didn't. It was just like a perfect, like, beautiful light bronzy color. It built up so beautifully. It framed the face so nicely. Like I said this morning, a little warm, but I do look forward to continuing to try and work with this. And I just love that design overall. The only issue I have with it is it does say that it is a matte. It says it's a radiant matte bronzer. And as I swatch it on my hands, there is tiny little gold reflect in there. So it's not like totally matte, but maybe that's the radiant side of it. I don't know, but I am interested to continue working with that. Is it worth it? Is it worth the money? We will find out in the next video. Now, the only things in here that I was like really like about were the these little guys. The bronzer that came like this, the blush, and the highlight. The highlight, you guys, I hated this thing. Like, if I'm being real with you, I did not like it. I don't like the texture. That's not the highlight. Am I drunk? I put the blush in the highlight box, but it's not that I hated the blush. It was very pretty. It's just not like it wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't care for the texture, and I really didn't care for the way that it sat on my cheeks. It was almost like it emphasized texture and just kind of like for me. So did this bronzer. Which one was this? The bronzed peach in toasted peach, and this was absolutely beautiful. I used it, as you guys saw this morning, to do more of like a cut into my existing bronze, and it's this one right here. It was just so beautiful. Like it sat really nicely, but I didn't like that it emphasized. I felt like these emphasized a lot of texture on my face, and again, that might have been the fact that I was using it with that primer. Maybe that primer was just making things stick and ball up and be really, really weird. But with all of that to be said, I cannot guarantee that I would ever touch that weird little, where is that? Oh, I set the box on the other one. You guys can kind of see like the weird matted down texture on the side. At least I hope it's picking up on camera. I did not care for this in any way. You got, like, look at that. Like, do you see that weird like little chunk, and then it just did it again on my finger? I'm not living for this. And I think that for the like, do you see? It's just like a matte highlight, but it's supposed to be shiny, and it's chunky. This one I will not touch again. I don't like it. I think that for the payoff, it's a very subtle, like you can kind of see, there it is, like a little tiny bit of glimmer. But I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do with that? Especially when it's supposed to be melting powder highlighter infused. It's supposed to be great, and this is the shade Happy Face. I just don't care for it. I'll read up on it. Maybe it's supposed to be like that. Again, you'll see it in the second video. What I thought, was I an idiot? Maybe I just didn't read. These are all entirely possible options. But for me, Another thing you'll have to look forward to in the next video is I did go on, when I ordered, this all came from Sephora because I wanted the 2-day shipping. I wanted it quick and right now. Now, they were out of a lot of the lipsticks that I wanted before, like right after it went on sale. So I did get the lipsticks coming from the Too Faced themselves. So the one that I wore today, it's not on right now. I had a long day, but it was beautiful and it wore so nicely and I loved it. What was I going to say? Oh, so when in the next video, I will have more for you to swatch and to look at, and you know, you'll kind of get a really nice feel for that as well. And I'll tell you what I think, my favorite colors. Again, this is meant to be like a first impressions, what do I think kind of thing on the line, on everything. And you guys, I have to say, I actually really liked a lot of the products. I think that at the end, you guys, my first impression of this entire line is that it's really worth checking out. If you are oily skinned, I strongly suggest checking out this foundation. It did not oxidize on me. Again, shocker. And it wore so nice. And you guys know, I'm the first person to be like, yeah, this foundation sucks ass. So let's go ahead and get into that close-up real quick, and then we're done, guys, because we talked about everything else. So let's do this. Okay, so let's kind of take a look right here at the nose. As you can see, there's not a ton of breakage. It's a little bit shiny now. There's a little bit of breakage around here, but like the chin looks pretty damn nice. I mean, again, 11 hours. Not bad. The planes of the face look really good. The bronzer, the blush, this is my Jeffree Star highlight, of course, but these all held up beautifully. The blush didn't wear off, and neither did the bronzer. Okay, zoom out. Okay, you guys, that is it for this video. I hope that this was, and obviously it was really long, but I hope that it wasn't too painstaking, and I hope that it gave you a good review and thought on the line. And again, I will see you guys again in about a week to a week and a half-ish, and we will kind of talk about the line. We will sit down, we will chat, we will decide, is it worth it, is it not, what do we think? Let me know if that's something that you guys want me to start doing with all these other products, because I definitely have a ton of videos, or a ton of products down here that I could do another video on, talk about, let you guys know my final thoughts. I'm always careful if I want to do those, because I don't want you guys to think I'm trying to give you the same content over and over and over again. But if that's something you guys want to see, let me know and I'll tell you what I thought, if it's going back, if it's staying, and we'll chat. So I'm going to get going, you guys. Comment, like, subscribe down down below. Keep that love moving. We had 313 subscribers today. What? We like blew by 300, and we had over like 13,400 views. I'm like, okay, life is happening. I'm loving it. So comment, like, subscribe, keep sharing my videos, you guys. I seriously appreciate you all so, so much. And I will talk to you guys all later. And don't forget, social media handles are down below if you want to get social. Today, my dog and I were on Snapchat. It was pretty damn cute. So I will talk to you all later. Random. Bye. Peaches.